When someone asks me a question through my blog site or my website, I know they're not the only one out there seeking answers. I know there's hundreds of you out there looking at the same question, trying to figure out the same answers. Merry meet and welcome. My name is Leandra Witchwood, and this is our first Kitchen Witch Table Talk. I've designed these video talks as a way for me to address the many questions that I receive through my blog site and website. Many of you may know me through my blog site, themagickkitchen.com, or through my book, Magic in the Kitchen. And I want to take some time with you to really address some of the questions I get on a daily and weekly basis. But I want to take it a little bit further. I want to give you a little bit more. So today, I'm enjoying a Cafe Mexicano. This is a delicious coffee drink infused with cocoa, cinnamon, and vanilla. So if you'd like to pause this video now, you can go ahead and get the recipe. It's at the end. Or you can wait to the end of this video to try this recipe. The question that was posed to me is, how does a kitchen witch practice? And this is kind of a loaded question, but it's a good question, and I really want to address it because this is such a personal question for each kitchen witch. Everyone's going to practice a little bit differently. So I will speak to you from my own perspective and how I practice. And there are a few points that I'll make as I really address how I conduct myself as a kitchen witch. So first, as you can imagine, a practice that is in the kitchen is not going to be heavily ceremonial. In my practice particularly, I don't focus on ceremonial magic or the idea of the Wiccan style magic. And now I'm heavily trained in that area. I've spent many years training in Wiccan style ceremony, ritual, and magic, but it's not something that ever resonated with me. So I kind of fall back to a more organic type magic. This magic is focused on inner focus and inner sacred space and really heavily mindset style magic. So I don't cast circle, I don't call quarters, that sort of thing. It's really comes from within and at my core. The next area is that, as you can imagine, it's going to be a very solitary practice. Most kitchens aren't all that large. If your kitchen's like mine, it's pretty darn small. Only one person can fit in there comfortably. So I can't practice with a group unless I take it outside, which honestly I love doing. I love cooking outside. And many of the common tools I use are your basic tools, your mundane or everyday tools. They're going to be your pots and pans, your wooden spoons and spatulas. Nothing overboard, nothing crazy. I don't use a wand, I don't use an atame. I find that they're just too cumbersome when you're trying to cook and stir and mince and chop and focus. So I kind of just cut those out of the entire spectrum. And another aspect of being a kitchen witch is your robes, your magical robes. A lot of people enjoy magical robes, and as a kitchen witch, they're really kind of a good idea. I'm sure you've heard of the adage, don't ever fry bacon naked. Well, that absolutely applies here. You never really want to cook when you're naked unless you like burning yourself. But we won't go there. But my ritual robes are not going to be flowy, long sleeve, elegant robes. Really, all I use are my aprons. I have several. It seems so simple, right? But it is. It really is simple. Now, one of the biggest areas I really heavily focus on in kitchen witchcraft are my ingredients. These are incredibly important. You don't want to skimp on quality or integrity. So as a kitchen witch, I take a lot of time to make sure that my ingredients are top quality, that they are raised with ethical standards, that and as often as possible, I try to make sure that they are not processed or treated with some of the questionable industrial practices that we see so often in food today. So I often grow my own food. I have a huge garden of my own that I tend to every year. I can my own tomatoes and fruit and dry my herbs and freeze them. any way possible that I can preserve my harvests. So I really hope that helped clear up some of the practices a kitchen witch might indulge in. And I welcome you to pose more questions so that I can answer them in future video sessions. If you would like to learn more about kitchen witchcraft, I have classes forming all the time on my website, leandrawitchwood.com. I'll have links down below so you can get to everything. And I also have more information on my blog site, themagickitchen.com. You can also pick up my book on Amazon, Magic in the Kitchen. So until next time, I wish you many bright blessings.